Again, welcome all. Thanks for being here. For us, it's a very exciting moment as it's the last day of an intensive 9-week learning journey for the students of batch 528 and 529. We are really looking forward to presenting these 4 products you're going to see today. And these products, they have built the last 2 weeks. They were super busy building these amazing apps you're going to see. So congratulations to all of you, students. In addition to successfully achieve the bootcamp, you also overcame the challenge of being 100% remote due to the current restrictions in Montreal. So I want to say a big up to everyone. And before we get started, I'd like to give a bit more information about Le Wagon, just for those of you who don't know us yet. So essentially, Le Wagon, we started in 2013 in Paris, in France. And over the last 8 years, we've been training more than 10,000 people in 41 campuses we have across the world. We are the #1 in Montreal, and we are also really proud to be the most acclaimed coding bootcamp in the world, according to our students' reviews. And today, our students graduating from Montreal are actually joining 300 new students graduating from all the campuses across the rest of the world. So congratulations all. We are super proud, very happy, very grateful to count you on our amazing worldwide community. At Le Wagon, we put a very big emphasis on practical learning and product. And actually, that's what we are going to be discovering in a few moments. And many of our graduates actually have gone on and continued working on their products and launched startups after bootcamp. So we have 2 main courses, one in web development and one in data science. And tonight, we celebrate the end of these 2 full-time batches, and you're going to discover the projects of these 2 different bootcamps. You're going to see also and learn that at Le Wagon, we have people coming from various backgrounds. And I'm going to share my screen again because it looks like, okay, sorry for the little hiccups. So we have people coming from very, very various backgrounds. And we have people finishing who just finished the university. We have people, professionals who have experiences in different fields. We have really people from diverse, not only academic background, but also cultural backgrounds. And they all have different goals after the bootcamp, but they have one thing in common, which is their strong motivation and dedication to change and gain very practical, hands-on technical skills in a very short period of time to change their lives. And that's what makes the common thing amongst all these people. And as you can see, different paths. After Le Wagon, some of our alumni graduates will become developers or data analysts. Some will be freelancers. Some will launch their startups. And others will work on other tech-related roles, such as product management or consulting roles. So now I'd like to welcome Lucas on stage. Lucas is our lead teacher of the Data Science Bootcamp, but he's also an entrepreneur and data expert who's been working in the field of AI for many years. So please, Lucas, the stage is yours.
Thank you, MJ. All right. The slides moving. Oh, there you go. All right, so this is it. The culmination of 9 weeks of hard work. Batch 529. You guys started from the very beginning, from the basics of Python and databases. You learned how to use those tools to acquire data, clean data, transform data, and you built up your skills along the way, learning how to do machine learning and all the way up to deploying those things on the cloud. And you'll show us what you did today, combining all of that knowledge that you acquired over this hard 9 weeks. So a round of applause to batch 529. You guys have to be proud of yourselves. I am proud of you. You learned so much, and I hope everybody in the audience will agree that what you guys built to present here today is nothing short of awesome. All right, so without further ado, let's welcome to the stage Benoit Michelin and Guillaume Galland-Lemay. If you guys are food lovers or wine lovers, and especially if you're like both, then this app is for you. I'll leave the stage to you guys, and good luck.
Thanks, Lucas.
Thank you, Lucas.
So it's probably been a while since you had people over for dinner because of the pandemic, but let's say tonight you invited some friends for dinner. You have prepared a beautiful dining table and you're proud of what you cooked. A few minutes before your friend arrived, you realize that you haven't thought about the main wine for the dish. You try to find out about the ideal wine to pair with your dinner, but you can't seem to find any accessible information. So the question is, what are we drinking tonight? This is the project Benoit and I have been working on for the past 2 weeks as the final project of the Data Science Bootcamp. And tonight we're presenting you the solution to that question, which is Food to Wine, a pairing application that finds the perfect wine that matches with your food. So let's have this basic user story. The user gives information about his meal. So let's say a photo or a text. And then the application searches for the perfect pairing. And as an output, the user gets 4 different types of wine that would be good with his food. So before showing you how it looks like, I'll let Benoit explain you how we did that.
Seems pretty cool, no? I'm sorry, guys, but I will be the boring guy talking about techniques, but I promise I'll try to be short. So what happened in the backstage? First of all, we received an image, an input, that we sent into a pre-trained model from Facebook AI, which basically converts the images into a recipe and ingredients. Then we took the ingredients and put it into a word-to-vec model that we've trained in order to classify the wine and the ingredients. Just in 2 words, a word-to-vec model tries to learn word association from a large corpus of text. In our case, it creates a 300 vectors representation. And in a more practical way, for example, in the representation, all the fruits will be in the same area and the meat will be in another one. Finally, we created 7 golden rules in order to predict the best wine for the given inputs and for the customer. For example, a golden rule is the food should always be less acidic than the wine. But no more talk, just let's see the app in action.
So my friend just sent me a picture of lasagna that honestly looks really good, and you want us to eat that with a good glass of wine. But like I said, I have no idea what kind of wine should be good with that, and I don't even know how to cook lasagna. So now let's use the image you sent me earlier and put it into our application. I'm telling you guys, I hope this app will work, because otherwise I don't know what we're going to eat tonight, and I don't even know what we're going to drink with that. So now the application execute its magic to propose me different wines that would be good with that lasagna. So there you go. This is the exact same photo that my friend sent me earlier. And below that photo, I got exactly what I need. The app gives me wine recommendation based on the 6 main characteristics of the wine. It gave me a pretty good idea of what kind of wine I should be drinking tonight with my friend. And more than that, the apps give me a recipe that I can follow to cook that lasagna. This is the best of both worlds. And I think from that point, I got everything I need to have a great evening with my friend.
Yeah, and I agree, Guillaume. And I think we had a lot of fun playing with this project for those past two weeks. It was fairly short and we really enjoyed it. So we wanted to go to continue working on it. So the first thing that we will do is what we call add constraints on inputs. You didn't saw it, but right now you can input whatever you want in the model. So it's not the best thing. For example, you can input like a picture of a table and get a wine for it. So it's not the best thing. So that's the first thing that we'll do, put rules. The other thing is to make it like more business. So we would like to add a way to buy the wine or to give the possibility to the user to go to the nearest store where the wine is available. We would also like to improve our wine recommendation models by giving it more data and also using other techniques in the model. Finally, as you saw, the app's still fairly simple. So we would like to improve the customer experience by working on the UI. So for us, the bootcamp is getting to an end. So we would just like to take a small moment to say thank you to all the staff, all the teacher, and all our teammates. We had a lot of fun during this bootcamp, and thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Benoit, Guillaume. That was awesome. I wish I had access to that app. See if I could get some wine to go with my food tonight. Thank you, guys. This was great. You guys did awesome.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thanks.
All right. So for our second team of the night, another great team from the data science cohort. I'd like to welcome to the stage Robin, Song, and Hogan. They are going to present their awesome app, the Squat Pro. All right, the stage is yours, and good luck.
Thank you. Okay, so hello everybody. Thanks for coming this evening. The application that Robin, Song, and I developed is called Squat Pro. As Lucas said, we've been working some long days the past 2 weeks to try and get a working product, and we're really excited to show you how we got there and why we think it's useful. So the issue that we identified is that due to changing exercise habits, largely thanks to the pandemic, a lot more people are working out at home or seeking other alternatives to the gym. And as a result, they're less likely to have access to a personal trainer or a fitness-minded friend who can tell them in person that their form is bad or good. So we wanted to make something that could verify if you're doing an exercise properly without an expert on site. And squatting is the single movement we saw with the most potential for this technology, just because if you don't know how to squat right, it can cause joint issues, knee and lower back pain, and just poor long-term fitness results overall. So we set out to do this by using deep learning techniques to identify good and bad squats, and the implementation of our product consisted of 4 basic steps. The actual collection of the data, creation of features from this data, and then building a model that could successfully analyze those features and deploying it to the cloud and making a UI that could talk to it.
So now let's go into a little bit more of the specifics about how we went about building and implementing our project. So the first obstacle that we encountered is that there wasn't any data available online that was suitable for our project. So our first thing that we had to do was go out and collect our data, which involved taking videos of people doing squats. Now, our second obstacle came when we chose to use a pose estimation model that uses machine learning algorithms in order to be able to estimate the location of various points on your body. And the problem is that the pose estimation models that are currently existing aren't designed specifically to analyze squats. So instead, what we had to do was use a neural network called a ResNet 50. And what this did is it analyzed each frame of every single one of our videos, and it extracted features from those frames, which we were able to analyze and then use as input into our model. So then just to give you a recap of how our model works is we input a video into our first neural network, which extracts features from the frames of our videos. which then go as an input into our model, which is another neural network, and which's ultimate goal is to then predict whether you're doing a squat correctly or incorrectly. So the next step is that we actually had to get this model to work on our application. And the way that we did that was we uploaded a Docker container, which you can view as a virtual computer, and we put it on the Google Cloud platform. And then we used that virtual computer to access our app, which we used the Streamlit platform to be able to use it. So now let's go ahead and see a live demonstration and see our app in action. So this is what happens when you log on to our app. And so I've actually already gone and taken a video of myself doing a squat. And so I'm going to upload it into the app. And so what the app is doing right now is it's communicating with the Google Cloud platform, where on this virtual computer that we have there is our model is sitting. And right now, what that model is doing is it's analyzing my squat video, and it's going to be able to determine whether I have correct form or incorrect form. So let's see what kind of results I get. Okay, good. After all the squats that I've done this week, it looks like I have proper form while doing squats. So let's see what else this app has to offer. So if I were to click here, below you can see that there's additional information regarding how to perform a squat correctly. And we have even included a video that shows you a live demonstration of somebody doing a squat with proper form. And in addition, there are some common mistakes that are made while doing a squat. And we have those mistakes here, along with links to different YouTube videos that will show you how you can correct those mistakes. So what we've demonstrated to you right now is just the alpha version of our concept, but we believe that it has a much wider application. You can actually use this concept on many different exercises. And the way that we can actually see it being implemented with having really good results is to create a custom-built pose estimation model for each one of our exercises. And then what it won't only be able to detect whether you're doing an exercise correctly or incorrectly, but it will also be able to tell you exactly what you're doing wrong in your exercise and be able to give you personalized advice in order to be able to improve your form. So it's like you'll be able to have a personal trainer with you 24/7. All you need to do is upload your video and let Squat Pro do the rest. Thank you. And I also want to take this time to thank all the teachers and everybody throughout this process. Wagon was really great, and we learned a lot in a very short period of time.
Yeah,
Guys, congrats. That was beautiful. And those of you who've been skipping your leg days, I see you guys. No excuses. The Squat Pros got your back. Awesome, guys. Awesome job.
Yeah, congratulations. Actually, you should take the time to look at the chat, both teams. You received amazing feedbacks from everyone. You did an amazing job. So take the time to read at the chat. And now I want to welcome actually our lead teacher and batch leader of the Web Development Bootcamp, Stéphane. Stéphane, the stage is yours, and Stéphane is going to present the other teams, the web dev teams. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, MG. So yeah, now it's time to discover the projects of our web development students. So in the past 9 weeks, yes, they have learned to code, but mostly they have learned how to work in teams and how to learn how to think like developers. And one of the crucial skills that they learn is also they learn how to learn. And they learn how to search for answers, which are really, really core skills to have for a developer. So for those of you who have never coded before, you cannot imagine the challenge of coding what you are about to see in only 9 days, especially since 9 weeks ago, most of them had little or even no background in programming. So in 9 days, as a team, they went through all the steps to build a web product from scratch. So to start with the idea of the product, then design it, prototype it, define the tech specs for it, code it, host it online to be able to share it with the world, and finally, preparing and rehearsing the pitch that you're going to see tonight. So trust me, you're all going to be very impressed with what they have achieved. So a big round of virtual applause to all of them. Are you ready to start? I know that I am. So first, let's welcome the Bloom team. So Romuald, Vivian, Marjorie, and Elenis, please come on stage. Together, they have built an app to improve healthcare collaboration, connecting doctors working on similar cases so that they might find solutions together. So Bloom team, the stage is yours.
All right. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this presentation. Let me start by introducing myself and telling you a bit about my story. So my name is Mike Farrell. I am a rheumatologist here in Montreal. I really love my job, which can be as impactful as satisfying, but sometimes being faced to the reality of patients having mysterious and rare disease makes me feel powerless. I actually have a few of my patients who present cases which elude me. And for years now, I have found that one missing key factor in finding cures is the collaboration between doctors. I've been searching for an online platform which would streamline collaboration between doctors from all around the planet. And I have found this platform called Bloom. So basically, this platform has contributed a lot to the resolution of some of my previous cases. So most of the patients for which I need help are already part of my library. And I just saw one of my patients this morning for which I would like to have the opinion of my collaborators. So she has joint pain with swelling affecting her whole body. She has constant muscle pain and stiffness that affect the motricity. And on the top of that, she has also fevers and neurological symptoms. And I just remembered that I received the result of the genetic test we did last month. So I would like to add it to her medical report and make sure it is up to date. So every doctor have access to the most recent information. So this case, really bothers me because the situation is getting worse. And I'm afraid that at some point, unfortunately, she cannot walk or move at all. So I should start looking for help. All right, I see there are hundreds of different projects. I should be more specific. She told me this morning that she had very intense chest pain recently. So I guess I should do some research about it. All right, these projects look amazing, but maybe not exactly a perfect match. So I feel like I'm going to create my own and may go back to this afterwards. So hopefully by creating it, I reach out to many doctors in a short amount of time because, the clock is ticking. I believe there is always strength in numbers. By joining forces, we should be able to find a treatment for my patient and all the ones suffering from the same ailments. Oh, wait, I just see that Dr. Green is already looking at my project and providing helpful information. Apparently, she has a colleague, Dr. Bigra. He wrote a paper about a disease with similar symptoms. That might help. Well, thank you, Dr. Green, and thank you, Bloom.
Hi, everyone. My name is Judy Green. I'm a cardiologist in Montreal. I'm new to the Bloom community, and I really enjoy helping others. Just then, I found a project which is related to one of the diseases that my colleague is focusing on. I think my referral would really help this project to move forward. In regards to my existing collaborations, I came across some data I felt would be pertinent to one of it. This project was created by Dr. Gasparindo from Rio. It's about carotid artery blockage. The risk of surgery is very concerning. It seems that there are more collaborators than last time I visited. And while Dr. Gregory House is also in this project, I have read some of his papers. He is very talented. I'm curious what his comment would be. I like going through those project comments. Some of them are very inspiring. Looking at Dr. House's comment, I totally agree with him. Meanwhile, based on the case description, there are many similarities between this project and one of my patient cases. We achieved an amazing result. I will link my case to this project so that other collaborators can have a look. While with all the medical reports and the detailed description, I hope I could help Dr. Gasparindo and his patient. I love the community of Bloom. Dedicated doctors from around the world now finally have a platform to share and collaborate, pouring their expertise and help people. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Amazing job, amazing job. Really, really beautiful app. Great, great, great work, team. A big round of applause for Bloom, everyone. So now let's welcome the second team from batch 528. So I would like to invite to the stage Landon, Georgie, Laurier, and Nicholas, who will present to us Concisely, which is a web application to get help from professional coaches in order to nail your next job interviews. So Concisely, it's all yours. Let's go. Landon, are you still with us?
Can you still hear me? I think I lagged.
Landon is joining again. There you are.
Okay, cool. Sorry, everybody. Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. My name is Landon, and I recently graduated from the Wagon's Web Development Bootcamp. Now that I've finished and I can finally write some code, I've started to interview for a job with some really interesting companies. Although I'm pretty confident in my skills, the thought of interviewing has me really stressed out. And to be honest with you, I've done some interviews in the past and have always felt this way. I'm starting to realize now that practicing with friends in a controlled environment with scripted lines isn't an effective way to actually simulate the challenges that will come across in a real interview. And now that I'll be interviewing for positions in a whole new industry, I know without a doubt that I need some professional help. So I started searching for a platform that would allow me to connect to professional coaches who have been trained to do mock-up interviews and who I could practice with. And I found the perfect platform called Concisely. I was really happy to see the wide variety of industries that the platform supported and that web development was one of them. When looking through potential coaches, I really wanted to find one that had real life experience in web development industry. And after a short search through some coaches, I found Helen. Helen was such an easy pick for me because of the wide range of experience she had with multiple companies and all the great reviews her past students had left her. So we've done 2 lessons so far, and I've really started to feel like I'm getting better at performing under stress. During our lessons, she really plays the part of an interviewer and asks me difficult questions that would have really caught me off guard in a real interview. I struggled a few times in our last lesson during some of the technical questions, so I really want to make sure that I practice thoroughly before our next lesson. There was something left that I hadn't practiced, but I can't really remember what it was. Thankfully, she provides me with a report after each of our past lessons. So let's take a look here. That's right, it was eye contact. When describing technical knowledge, I would completely stop making eye contact. Okay, I'll make sure to practice that one. Let's see how much time I left before at my next lesson. I was talking with Helen earlier when would work best. Oh, nice. Looks like she's available as soon as tomorrow. Okay, well, I'll better go book that as soon as possible before someone else reserves that time. I know she's training a lot of other students right now, and I don't want to miss out before my real interview next week. Okay, cool. Looks like I'm all booked up. Well, I better get practicing, so I'm ready for tomorrow. I'll see you later.
Hi, my name is Helen Green. I've been a web developer for the last 10 years and have interviewed many candidates throughout my career. I've been using Concisely for a while now to offer my coaching services to people who wish to get better at web development interviews. I know how stressful they can be and how devious the interviews can get. I just love how easy and flawless the whole process is. You are catching me as I'm about to start a lesson, so stick around if you wish to see. Oh, hi, London.
Hey, Helen.
Hi, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great, Helen. I really appreciated your feedback from our last lesson. I'm looking forward to showing you what I've been practicing.
Great, let's get started.
Sounds good. So about that whole eye contact thing you mentioned, can we go over a few scenarios?
Well, I think this is it for today. You are making amazing progress. I'll send you my report shortly.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see it and keep practicing.
Absolutely, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks. Same to you, Helen.
See ya.
Bye.
Wow, Landon is making real progress. You know what? Since this is fresh, I'm going to create his report right now, and I'm going to be using this template, but I'll be using my own topics and comments. You know what? He's made such amazing progress since the beginning. I'm just going to give him a rating of 9 today. And there it is, easy peasy.
That was a well-deserved coffee break. I think I'm ready to start practicing now. Let's see if Helen sent me my report. There we go. Yeah, looks like my report has just arrived. Let's see how I did. Wow, no way, 9 out of 10? That's way better than my last lesson. Helen always does such a thorough job with her reports. Looks like there's still a few small things I need to work on. Seeing as though I have my interview for my dream job next week, I can still practice some more and maybe sneak in another lesson before then. Well, it looks like the site is exactly what I needed. Thanks to Concisely, I'm feeling way less stressed out these days, and I have a whole new sense of self-confidence. I got to run though and keep on practicing, but don't worry, I'll let you know how the interview goes later. Thank you everyone for joining us, and have a lovely night.
Awesome job, team. That app looks beautiful. Great pitch. Great job, everyone.
Congratulations.
MG, the stage is yours again.
Thanks, Stefan. Thanks, everyone. And you can go and look at the chat, all the claps, the congratulations. You can see it's really amazing. You did an amazing job. Congratulations all. So now we will go on the questions. So I can see that we already have some question. So you can stay. Actually, it's a question for Concisely. So you can jump back on stage, Landon and the rest of the team, Laurier, Nicolas, if you want to join too to answer this question. Concisely, how would you love to know more about how you implemented the video chat? I would love to know more about how you implemented the video chat feature.
So yeah, it's an existing API that we found. You pretty much get, I think there's up to maybe 1,000 free minutes, and then after you need to start paying for a service. So we're able to implement it for this demo. The idea for the site is later that through the API, you can actually create video chats specifically for different classrooms. So like as soon as you book a lesson, you actually create a new chat room. So nobody ever gets caught in separate chat rooms, and it always keeps refreshing. And yeah, it really helped us out for the project. I think without it, it was going to be potentially have to go into a Teams or a Zoom meeting. And this kind of was our main goal, to have this kind of a one-stop shop. So right when you come to the website, you can pretty much never have to leave it and get everything done.
So stay on stage. Thanks for the answer, Landon. Stay on stage, because there's another question that is asked to all the teams, actually. So you can be the first one to answer. For all teams, in one sentence, what was the hardest part of the bootcamp?
There's not enough time in one day.
Going through all the code and fixing all the little glitches.
Yeah, I think for me at the start was definitely just finding a workflow and being able to actually all collaborate on one project at the same time. As once we learned actually how to use GitHub, and it really like streamlined that, and it's an amazing technology that actually allows that to happen. Without it, I honestly don't know how you'd be able to collaborate on a project where everybody's writing the same code. So yeah, it got a lot easier.
Yeah, I also found that working in teams was a bit tricky at the beginning. That was something new, and definitely working with Git can be a bit scary at the beginning, because you don't want to mess up anything. But we had amazing teachers, and I thank you all so much for your support and guidance. And we're here thanks to you, so thank you.
Wagon. Thank you.
So thanks everyone. Are there other teams who wants to join the stage to answer this question? Maybe, I'm not sure we can be more than 5. So if you please, if you can leave stage to let other team enter. Bloom team, or can you enter on the stage? Any one of you to answer this question?
Yeah, I think honestly the hardest thing was to find to have enough time to sleep. This is a really intense bootcamp, so it's just that it's so many information that we learn like every day, and like the next day a lot of information as well. And, it's like this again and again. So I think you just need to don't stress and find your own pace, your own flow. And fortunately, we have amazing teachers. Even though it was remotely, we have these teachers always available, and they are really amazing. So yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like it's a bit of struggle, like to work with that many new concepts, and then we have to come up with an idea and build them together with. Especially in a team, like we have to know how to express the questions, then like the teammates could understand. Like we definitely like overcome a lot of how to say, like struggle, but like it worked out pretty well. And then I'm so glad I have my team. Like they're amazing, and then our teachers, like they are really supportive. And then I found the structure of the bootcamp really helped us to like. The way how to think, how to work as a programmer, like that's really valuable. Like it's more than textbook; it's the experience.
Yeah, the hardest for me is the stay calm, stay okay, because it's the time is short, and we need to do, and we would like do more, and we have to just think about what we need to do just now and stop the work. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. So do we have from the data students now, can you maybe one of you join the stage to share about this your experience and what you find the most challenging during your bootcamp? Anyone wants to join the stage?
Yeah, sure.
Benoit.
Yeah, I think the most challenging thing is the fast pace. That every day you get a new, or every 2 days you see a new concept, so you have to assimilate really, really fast. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, on my side, it's pretty much the same thing. I think it's the hardest thing is to remember every new concept you learned. Since you're learning different concept every day and you're seeing them back like a week later, it's hard to remember everything you see. So just keep studying on every concept. I think it's the hardest part.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So
I see that Ines and Farrell
has a question from Farrell.
You have a question from, sorry?
Yeah, we have two questions from Farrell and Ines.
So stay here.
Okay.
It's a good transition. A question from Viral for wine and food. What are your key learnings over the bootcamp? Key learnings.
I think it's mostly the same thing as Stefan said, is learn how to learn. It means you have to go by yourself and find the answer. If you don't know by yourself, you can ask your teammates, and if you don't know it, and if they don't know it, then ask Google. Maybe that's the key.
Yeah, because basically every concept are on the web, so we didn't invent anything. We just took different part on the web and just put them together to have our product right now. So yeah, I think the key learning is how to actually look on the web and find what you need to build your product.
Thanks. And to go on another question for data science teams, you can stay here, Benoit and Guillaume, but the other data students can join also the stage. I'm curious about the process once you collected the data. How do you decide what's the best model to achieve your goals?
There are main types of model for what you want to do. So the model for processing text will be different model from processing images, and then it's through experience and iteration.
Yeah, and for us, the way that we did it is that it was through trial and error. So like as we discussed in our presentation, we tried using a pose estimator at first, but unfortunately when somebody goes down into a squat, all those little key points on it disappeared. So then through continuing to try and use that, we had to find another solution. And so each problem has multiple ways that you can solve the solution. And it's just basically through trial and error and seeing which model gives you the best performance. And then once you find good performance with a model, you stick to it and you play around with it. And then, if you have time, you can go back and try another model and see if you could get even better performance with that model.
Thanks, Robin. So stay on stage, all of you. I will jump on another question, which is quite generic. To the data teams again, how has the bootcamp changed your perception of what AI and machine learning are?
It certainly made it less glamorous. I'll say that. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I just feel like it's changed. I mean, it's like about anything that you don't know. From afar, it just looks, you don't know how anything works, but once you get into the nitty-gritty of it, and you start understanding that that's kind of all based on statistics, and there's a bunch of libraries that people have already made. Just leverage those libraries. You don't necessarily have to be a genius. You just kind of have to. There's tons of stuff that people at MIT and all these other people have developed. You just kind of have to be familiar with, and plug everything in at the right place, and you can kind of be successful with it. But it's really complicated, but it's less complicated than you think, because it's a lot of the stuff that's in the field has already been done.
If I can continue on that, on my side, I just feel like I can continue to learn for the rest of my life, since there's so many different concepts, so many different stuff to learn about machine learning and deep learning. Yes, we saw the main concept of that, but I just feel like we saw like the top of it, and we can continue to learn it.
Yeah, do you want to, endless learning. Anything to add on this, Robin, Benoit, or Song? Good. So stay here. I have one more question that you can answer, and then we will jump to the other teams. To everybody, what did you like the most while building the project?
If I can start, I think the thing I appreciate the most is to see actual results of what we've done. Like, we've been working hard to just have results and to code the actual product. And when we saw for the first time the results we wanted, that was really pretty nice for us too. And I think it's probably the part that I appreciate the most.
Good. Do you want? Yeah.
Yeah, so personally, what I actually really liked, and I was very surprised, is that once it actually came down to improving the results of our model, I just really liked running the model again, trying different types of architectures for the model, just to continue to improve results, use different techniques about how to build the model, and it was a very interesting process. And actually, apparently this is exactly what a data scientist does the majority of the time, and I found it very rewarding every time you got those like tiny increment increases in your precision or your accuracy or whatever tool you're using in order to measure your results.
Yeah, great. I see that. Yeah, go ahead again.
The most fun was kind of everything. Once you had like a full product where you could access your model from like a user interface that you built, that was really fun, because it started with nothing, and then by the end of 2 weeks, you were hosting a machine learning model on like a server, and you could use it as as if you really did build a website that you could access it from. And that, I think, like, realizing that at the end was like one of the funnest parts, because I didn't think I'd be able to do it before, honestly.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. So maybe we can let, unless you have something else to add, Guillaume, you wanted to add something? We can, okay, cool. Thanks, guys. So we can let the web dev team to come on stage if they want to answer these questions. So the question was, what did you like the most while building the project?
Honestly, I'd like to say there's not one thing that I like the most. I love my whole experience. So honestly, joining the Wagon was the best thing I ever did for my career. So I don't know if in the audience there is people maybe thinking about joining Le Wagon, but if so, you should just do it right away. This experience is just amazing. So.
I strongly agree, Romuald, and I wish, I recommend it to everyone, because you can learn some code on your own, but it's completely different to be able to learn to code, to write clean code, to be able to work in teams, in doing an MVC pattern and all of that, connecting all the dots, and being ready, job ready for the industry. So I think only a bootcamp like Le Wagon can do that for you. So I strongly recommend that, and thank you so much.
Just so I know what the exact question was, because I was having trouble navigating through them. Is it the advantages of Wagon?
No, not even that. It's what did you like the most while building the project?
Oh yeah, definitely the resources Wagon provided. It was, I personally tried to get into web development about a year ago and just struggled too much. Whenever I'd have a bug, it was so hard to find answers on my own. And having all the instructors who just always came with patience. I couldn't have done any of this without anybody. And then also learning to collaborate with a team. Doing projects on your own, you can learn, but this really prepares you actually how to build a website with other people, which if you want to build a good website, you can't do it on your own. You need a big team of people. So there's a lot of work to be had, but yeah, that's definitely what I took the most out of this.
I just want to add on to why we built the project. It's actually Romeu's idea, like because his girlfriend had the problem, like identify what is her health like issue. So like I really think that's a brilliant idea, because it really will help a lot of people around the world, because doctors, they can communicate, but if we can open the door, like if more of them like can share their idea, that would be really awesome. And then I'm so glad like we made this happen like within like 2 weeks. So yeah, and then thank you, Wagon.
Thanks, Vivian. And actually, that's a good transition to the next question from Holly. What is everyone planning for afterwards? What type of jobs is everyone looking for? And really impressed by the projects, by the way. So I think it's a great question. And actually, if anyone want to join the stage to answer this question, what's your planning for after? What kind of jobs? But also, I would add another question to these questions, wondering if you are willing to keep working on your project after. So please, anyone who wants to answer this question, come with me on stage. What are you planning afterwards? Come on, don't be shy.
Well, then I take the stage. What I'm planning, yeah, that would be awesome to keep developing the app. So I don't know, and we didn't speak about it with the whole team. So if Vivian, Elenis, and Marjorie wants to keep working on it, that would be awesome. But also, I guess we'll keep learning, never stop coding, and maybe stop building a network. Start looking for a job. Well, personally, this is what I'm planning to do, starting Monday.
Thanks, Romuald. Anyone wants to answer this question?
George, you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
I just think like, I think like this just opened the door, like made us know like we can do a lot of things with what we learned. And then like after this, like definitely I was looking for the company I would join. Like I really, if I find their project or what they're doing is very interesting, if I feel like I could contribute, that would be great. Like that's basically my goal. And even like just pay attention to the life, anything like you feel there could be a change, like then it could be any of us. So yeah.
London, do you want to say something? Go ahead.
Go, London.
Go for it.
Okay. I think for me right now is just my plan probably for most of the rest of this year with web development is to kind of just keep learning. I'm confident with Rails, but there's a lot more languages I want to get better at. My main goal for this whole program was to become a freelancer. I currently have a full-time job that I do, so my whole dream for web development was that I could potentially start my own business and kind of pick my own hours and work from a laptop wherever I want. So I think like I do want to get some professional experience with the company, but I'm not sure how well that's going to work into my plan. So as much as I can learn and just work on projects with people, if anybody ever wants to collaborate or needs a web developer just to like pretty much learn, I'd love to work for free and collaborate on any project ideas you have. So yeah, if you want to shoot me a message ever, just let me know.
Nice, London. Yeah, I for me, any opportunity to, even as an intern or a small, placement would be ideal, would be amazing to keep coding, JavaScript, Ruby, React, all of these. And like Landon said, it's actually the beginning is now. where we actually have to put in a lot of work and a lot of practice to become even better. And I'm really looking forward to that starting next week. So thank you so much again.
Thanks, Georgie. So I will jump on the last question, which is a big question. And if any of you wants to join the stage to answer, how this bootcamp has changed you apart from the education part. So anyone wants to come in to join? Laurier, maybe? Or anyone else? I see that Laurier is replying now, so I was assuming you want maybe to reply.
Oh, I can maybe answer now.
Go ahead.
For me, it's honestly taught me that I'm a workaholic and I work way too much. And for me, my brain, I have the ability to like go past a point where you're actually progressing anymore. Like sometimes after coding, I would just want to keep going and I'd find myself at like 9 o'clock and not being productive at all. So I learned it's like I need to be kind of strict with myself and be like, okay, you have till 3 and just let yourself take a rest and you're going to be way better the next day. Yeah, so I think there's definitely just even seeing different people's personalities in the boot camp. I think some people have that urge just to kind of like keep going, and some people know when to rest and know themselves. So I think just kind of learning how you work is really important, and yeah, optimizing that the best way you can.
Yeah, for me, it was discovering the fears and making sure I can get past them, you know, not being afraid of exploring some parts of code, or just you know, clicking on a button or finding something out, or yeah, just moving past these fears that had, you know, really the potential to limit me from attaining my goals. And also I've learned a lot about how to you know, work in a team, different people from different backgrounds, and but yeah, definitely I know myself better now, and how to maybe react in certain situations. And so I definitely, this bootcamp is much more than code, definitely much more than that. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Georgie. So anyway, one from the data team wants to answer this question, and then we'll be all set with the question period. Anyone wants to join and add on something? All right, so, oh yeah. All right, so this is it for the question. So a few last notes before we go to celebrate virtually and your accomplishments. Of course, as you know, and as you can imagine, and we could hear it in all the great feedbacks from our students, all these would not have been possible without our amazing team. So the Wagon staff, who you know, are working very, very hard in the background to organize and support the teams, the bootcamp, but obviously also the teachers and the TAs for sharing your passion, your positive attitude, always positive, even in the most stressful situation. You played a huge role in their achievements, so I'd like to congratulate you. I'd like to thank you. It's an absolute pleasure and honor for me to be surrounded by such a great team. And they are we are all very lucky to have you. I also like to give a special thanks to Stefan, who is our batch leader of the Web Dev Bootcamp, and also my close team, Ines and Camille, who are doing a great job along the way. So massive thank you to all of you. And again, congratulations, students, congratulations, everyone. You nailed it. We told you at the beginning of bootcamp 9 weeks ago that you will do it, and you did. So congrats for that. You can be very proud of yourself. It's really nice always to see the outcomes of your hard work. You all deserve a nice celebratory drink after this event, and also a restful weekend. You need rest for sure. So we'll see you back, all back on Monday. For us, it's not completely over because we have a career week to help you kickstart the next step, to look towards the future and help you with your next step. So it's on Monday. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. Thanks for watching on Facebook also, and for joining us this evening live.